first, I would like to talk about the rich and poor problem that you mentioned first. And I think rich and poor problem is not only the human organ cell problem, because now there are many countries in the world, but most of the countries are illegal to sell their organs, but they still have a poor and rich problem, right? So I think this is not only organ selling problem, and also we're not talking about we should legalize the black market. As you mentioned, this how much is the organ? Well, these are basically based on the data of the black market, right? Because there's no country there legalize this human organ cells. But if you have, if we establish a new organization, it should be a worldwide organization, and they will give you a proper price, proper price of human organs. So it's not going to be that cheap, and also there's not going to be a bad agent that will receive the money, right? So that's why rich and poor problem is not, we cannot solve this problem if we legalize or illegalize the human organ selling. But if we have those kind of new organization, and the organizations will do like screening and counseling, and they should also have a reliable payment and warranty, like insurance after they had operations. Then it's gonna solve some problem that we have right now. And also you mentioned human rights, and yes, we have some crimes about selling their organs, but because it is basically they're selling to the black market, and the doctors should be illegal doctors, right? So you mentioned that health drop in Egypt and India and Iran, but they're basically selling to the bad doctors, and they cannot treat them very well. But if we have a new organization, and there should be a legal doctors, and they will give you a proper informed consent, and that's gonna create the things much better than today. So I think rich and poor problem, we cannot solve the rich and poor problem, but it will be a little bit better if we legalize the human organ.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
can I go?
Yeah.
I'll answer your question one by one. First of all, for the black market, do you think you want to legalize the black market, make it a regular market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I won't ask you that. Do you think human organ is a really common commodities, just like cars and foods and everything we can buy and sell freely? Do you think so? I think it's really, for my opinion, I think it's really hard to evaluate the price of organs, because it's not an industry or industrial or agricultural products, right? It's not made by work or something. It's just that everyone have your organs. That's the first point. The second point, you also mentioned we should build up an international organized regulated market or organization to control all the things together, right? Okay, let's just think about the Iran's model. Actually, they are legal to sell and buy their organs, but just consider Iran. It is a really strongly government-controlled organization. It's not organization, but a program, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that program is strongly based on people who donate, not sales, right? They get money, but not that much, but not that much as much as $60,000. They just get some money, and they are blindly donate, and they don't know who the organs they are donating to, and they don't know, the donors do not receiver, and receiver do not donors, but only the organization found the appropriate people together to get the transplant go on, right? And that's the Iran's model, and Another example I want to say is that for international organization, it's not gonna work in a world. Just look at the example of Red Cross. You know Red Cross, right?
Yeah.
Red Cross in China, they did really bad things because just like 3 years ago, the earthquake in China, we don't donate so much money, but little money goes back to the district who need money. They just spend the money themselves, and it's a really big scandal in China. So I think international regulated market is really hard to build worldwide. So it's really hard to protect the poor people's human rights and benefits.
So what do you think about the Iran's model?
I think it's not a really free market. Like you want to legalize and make everything free floating every day. It's not really such a free market. It's a really strong control program, I think.
But if we legalize this, it's going to be controlled. Yeah, we're not saying that we can sell anywhere in any price. We're not saying that. We should legalize and make a market. And that market should be controlled by the organization. And it should be a same price if you sell or you sell. It's gonna be, well, maybe some, if you have some health problem, then sometimes it's gonna get some cheaper. But the regulation should be clear, and the price should be
fair.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. So we're just talking about legalizing this human organ sale. We're not saying that we can sell it whoever and wherever you want.
But that's the thing exactly happening right now in the world. Do you know how many people who travel to the third world countries every year to get the operation? That's what exactly happening right now.
Yeah.
So once we
know that. Yeah.
Once we legalize it, how can you imagine that how many people will they just strive to they just won't sell their organ for money, not really for.
Yeah, but actually in the surgery, the doctors and nurse got paid, and the person the patient who received the organ, and the only person who received nothing, that's mean the person who who sell their organ. So if they can get like money, I think that's more fair for them to get money, especially for poor people. They have nothing to sell. If sell piece of their kidney or piece of their liver, they can get some money to improve their life. So I think why not go ahead?
Actually, yes. In the short term, we can say they can earn some money. But actually, for a long term, we can say the statistics from WHO, they say actually the sellers, their health situation will drop. Like in Egypt, 78% people are reported their health drop. And in India, it's 86%. And then in Iran, it's 60%. And because their physical activities drop, so they can find good work opportunities. So after they spend all their money from human organ sales, they become poorer. So I think we should figure out some other methods to help the sellers. And in addition to the money and the health, we should also consider about dignity of people. Actually, those sellers, they lose their dignity because they sell their organs. Everybody knows that's because they have no other methods, so they can just sell their organs. There will be a stigma to them, and even they can get enough insurance, I don't think they can always rely on insurance to live a life. And
yes. And actually, from your data, just focus on some country like Egypt, India, Iran. But actually, for my data, that will shows actually the research from the medical department of worldwide. Actually, just only 0.5 donors will have the very serious complication. But actually, the rest of 99.5% donor, they will be very safe and they go back to their work without no problem. Especially because the case is not happen on your own. Because if you are the person who gets sick, don't you want to be safe? If your family member, if they have a chance to survive, don't you want them to be safe? Especially, also I wanna respond to the religious issue. Actually, according to my research, according to the Kyoto University Medical Department, they researched over 30 religions. No one directly says organ selling is not allowed, and no one directly says they disagree with transplant. Actually, there should be no judgment between a free organ is good and the paid organ is bad.
9 minutes. 9.
And can I speak? I just like to know for this health drop data. You mentioned that this data comes from WHO,
Yes.
right? And how many people they surveyed? And are they sold their organs to black markets or legal market?
There's no legal market, so.
Oh, I mean they donate, right? They can they can donate today. So if they research the donors from donation, then this might work. But if they sell it to the black market, then they may not get good treatment after they sold the organs. But our research is based basically on the donation, so we can research it. And the data is from like 1976 to 2005, so they have long span of data. And only 0.5% of people who donate their organs suffer serious
Complication.
complication.
But
So-
you are also your statistic is also based on donating, right?
Yes.
So how do you consider the regulate market, the legalized market? Can you compare with the legalized market to the donation?
No, we're just talking about health drop.
Yeah, I mean you are talking about the donating situations. So how about the legalized
No,
situation?
we're just talking about the health drop. So I want to know where this data comes from. So what is the base of this data? Yeah, if they did not get good treatment, then their health will drop, of course. But if they got good treatment after they sell or donate their organs,
Yeah.
then good treatment will make people healthier, right?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe, but.
So we have different data. So I just want to know where your data comes from.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they sell their organs to the black markets. But actually, I think even with the regulated market, there's also black market exists, like guns and other things. Black market can never black market will exist forever. And because people can get things from black market very quickly, and they don't have to worry about the government regulations. So I still think there will be many people go to black market to buy their organs, even there is a regulated market. And
So that's why we
If
think,
it's
that's why we think government should protect this system.
I
And
just-
the organ selling should be legalized. That's the reason, because we want to avoid the black market.
yeah,
Exists.
black market can be avoided. As do you know? No,
I
sorry.
think black market cannot be avoided by legalized market. If it's legal, just imagine if it's legal for other people to sell organs, to make money from selling organs, you have to fight with if there is a black market, you have to fight with the fight to the black market to protect your organ. Just imagine how easy they can get your organ and how hard you can fight with them. Maybe the organization is not a local organization. It might be an international organization. You have to fight with them it's really hard to protect your organ. You just have your organ here. They just take it away. The violation is really serious, and it sounds ridiculous, but this happening every. I think in many countries it's happening there.
Yes. So
And
we
many-
have that situation today. Yes.
And
Yes,
many
we do
governments.
have it. So we have to change today's situation, right? Yeah. Well, if you we are it's illegal now, right?
It's legal. It's illegal.
Well, yeah,
right?
it's illegal now.
So
But we have this problem, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have this
Most
problem.
governments.
So if we legalize and make a organization, then maybe donors will want to sell their organs to legal market. They can decide, yeah, maybe the black market cannot be abolished.
Okay, just
But
follow.
if there's two market, and they can choose,
decide,
yeah, they
right.
can decide. Maybe they like to sell their organs to legal market, and
Or-
maybe legal market price is very high.
Yeah, and
Just
under
for
government-
common goods, just for common goods like oils, like cars, you can like laptops, you can build up the international organization and price systems like oil, like gold, like wood, and like gold, and like all the other goods. But for human organs, do you think they are really appropriate to compare with other goods to build up to such a system to manage them?
Yes, we do think so.
Come on, they are not resources. They are not industry resources. They are not resources. They are not industry products. They are not
But this
agricultural
is the
industry.
only way to improve the problem we have right now.
Yeah.
Do you-
Yeah, so
Do you think if we build up a regulated market, the donors or the people who's gonna give more organs to the market, do you know people who? Let's just take a look. Like a
3 minutes.
Oh, you mentioned that like 1 million people in United States every year they need organs, right?
right,
100,000.
100,000. So how many can they get? My statistic is that
6,000 for donors.
6,000.
yeah,
Yeah, 6,000 only
So
for donating.
yes,
Okay, we don't think that within a regulated market, within a legalized market, people will donate or sell more organs. Because
They will think when people are religious and they will think it's not moral because
first of all,
according
for
to
the religious people, they will not do that.
yeah, because as I have mentioned, the former pipe, John Ho Jr. In Chinese is 约翰若望保禄二世 the pipe, and he is against the human organ sales. So I think many religious people will think about it. And
Religious people will not do that. My study is that Native Americans, Roma Gypsies, and Confucians, and Shintoists, and some Orthodox rabbis, and even many countries in South Africa, Muslims, they are really against the sales of human organs.
And
Yeah.
after what people lose his organ, like we know we have 2 kidneys, right? But once you sell one, after you get older or you get injured, you don't have another kidney to protect yourself. So that's why I think still not many people want to donate because they have to consider about their body situation and the religion. And just those people who are very desperate, they have no other methods to earn money, so they have to sell their organs. So I think even though the regulated market is being built up, I don't think many organs will appear, and it means that not many suppliers will show up.
Except the drop their physical condition, their mental will also be really disturbed if they really sell an organ. That's a really terrible circle. You want to earn money by selling an organ, but you get really a little, or maybe not that bad, but a little bit bad condition of your physical healthy and your mental healthy, and it's more hard for you to find job and find really other opportunity to live by yourself.
Yeah, it's a bad
That's
cycle,
really,
right?
yeah, it's a terrible cycle for poor people to survive and build up a better life, right?
Okay, can I speak a little bit? Yeah.
15
yes,
seconds.
We can understand your opinions, but for the religious problem, well, you said there will be not so many people will sell their organs because there are religious issues. But then we can legalize. Well, if it's legalized, but if it didn't work, then it's okay. It's not the reason for to be illegalized, right?
Okay, and time. Okay, we're